Hello everyone and welcome back to the garden. Well, technically I'm not in the garden, but I am going to be showing you what I'm sowing now, the seeds that I am sowing now. The first thing that I'm going to be sowing right now are my feverfew. Technically I think these are a short-lived perennial. I grow them as a hardy annual, have tons of success doing it that way. Also, I have this packet of columbine. This is about a 3-year-old packet, so I don't expect the germination to be that great. But I'm just going to go with the flow and plant it anyway. I got to clear out some of these older seeds right now. Also, we have the Snapdragons, or the Antirrhinum if you want to be fancy about it. Now is the perfect time for Snapdragons here in my zone, here in 6B/7. So I'm going to get those started up in the trays. Also have some Chantilly snaps that I'm really excited for. Definitely my favorite snaps. In addition to the Snapdragons, I also have some Corinth or Pride of Gibraltar. I've had minimal success with this in the past. I'm going to give it another try and really hope for the best. I've been told it's a hardy annual. I'm definitely going to put this under cover, protect it a little bit. Also growing lupines or lupins, however you say it. I'm not quite sure, honestly. Another one that's a little bit questionable here in my zone, but I have seen people in Kentucky grow it. Now I'm in Tennessee. Go figure. Don't know what I'm going to do about that, but eager to try lupines again. Also, I have this Sweet Rocket Pale Lavender from Florida. I bought this a couple years ago, but it appears that the seeds are already germinating, so I'm not too worried about the germination on this. Also, Chinese Forget-Me-Nots. This is the Mystery Rose. This is the Seneglossum amabile, or however you say it. Also have the blue version of that. Another old packet of straw flower. Straw flower can be a little bit iffy on overwintering here. Sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't with protection. Might also plant some of these in the spring as well. This is an older packet, so I don't expect germination to be that great, honestly. Also, I have these fancy sweet peas. Sweet peas technically are best direct sown, but since these are the more expensive, fancier varieties, I am going to be planting these in trays just so that I can have total control of the germination. Should also mention I am going to put a link here to the hardy annual playlist. If you are unfamiliar with hardy annuals and biennials and things, definitely a good one to watch to learn more about them. Also, I am going to be planting beautiful scabiosa or pincushion flowers. This is salmon rose. Also have a couple other different colors that I really love. Highly attractive to pollinators. Usually starts blooming in midsummer. Kind of a nice in-between flower when things aren't blooming so much. I really like those. This year I am also giving Mammoth Dill another try. I've read everywhere that dill can be treated as a hardy annual that's planted in the fall. I've tried it before. I had poor germination, but I'm just going to give it another go. I do really like dill. I like the strong smell of it, and I like how attractive it is to butterflies, so giving it another try. Also, I have some Shirley poppies. This year I'm going to be planting Angel's Choir and one called Amazing Gray, which is that beautiful dark kind of gray lavender color. Best to be direct sown. Not sure if I'm going to direct sow or not. Since these are kind of more special varieties, the Amazing Gray at least is a little bit more expensive. In terms of pansies, I have the Nature Series pansies. I have mulberry shades and antique shades. Now, even though the flowers of these are a little bit smaller than traditional pansies, they more than make up for it in bloom. They are so floriferous and just an amazing kind of statement flower. Like here I am. The stems can grow pretty long if you plant them close together, so worth doing for cut flowers, at least I think so, in smaller jars. Another one I have is Bells of Ireland. I should mention a lot of these seeds have been stratified, cold stratified in the fridge for at least 2 weeks before planting to help with germination. This is one of those. Ideally, I would have planted these a little bit sooner, but time just got away from me and I wasn't even sure if I was going to have a garden this year. So hoping the germination rate on those will still be at least a little bit decent. Also, the green gold blue pleurum. That was a tongue twister. I had trouble saying that. Just another beautiful filler foliage. I really like this one. This is one of those ones, once you have it established in your garden, it can reseed and come back just on its own year after year. I do like how bright and vibrant and how it offers just a little bit of texture to arrangements and flower beds. I think it looks really nice. Next, I have the Ami Visnaga, or the Green Mist Ami. In the past, I've grown the Ami Majus, or however you say these words. I'm sorry, I always know I'm saying these wrong. Not really the biggest fan of this flower, to me, honestly, just because it has so many toxic lookalikes that can be confused with it. So I'm not really the biggest fan. But I'm going to give it another go and get a final judgment, see whether or not I like it or I'll keep growing it. Who knows? Also, I have the double pink hollyhock. I should have planted these sooner as well. Hollyhocks are a biennial. They will get some growth on them this season, so hopefully that will be enough to sustain them through the winter, though I'm not sure if this is going to be successful from this planting, if I'm being completely honest, which I hope that you can try to learn from my mistakes. I don't know, I've made a lot of them. Also growing the agrostemma. This is Purple Queen. This is that just beautiful purple corn cockle. I know this is considered a weedy invasive in some places, so be sure to look it up and research each of the different type of plants you grow before planting them. Here in my yard, I can plant them as a hardy annual, and they do very well. Also in this video, I wanted to include Status. Status does not overwinter for me for whatever reason. I have trouble with Status here in my own yard, but I've seen people had success in warmer climates. So I just wanted to mention I'm actually going to be planting this one in the spring here. Going to be winter sowing it using that technique for the winter sowing method. Also wanted to mention all the various grains that can be grown as hardy annuals this year. I'm growing oats. I could also grow a winter wheat, though specifically I did not order a winter wheat this year for whatever reason. Some people have also had success with quinoa. I think it gets a little bit too cold here in my growing zone for quinoa in the fall, so I do wait until the spring. Auroch is another one that people have had success overwintering that I don't really do here because it's just a little bit too cold. But just lots of really great grain options for fillers and foliage and things like that for adding new textures to early season arrangements. Also, I have a Carnation mix. This is just a mix of colors. I just realized in this video that I had forgotten to order Sweet William Dianthus seeds for this season, which I can't believe I forgot to order that. I think I might actually go order some right now, just because that's driving me crazy. I love Sweet William. It's one of my favorite biennial flowers, and I completely forgot it. Next, I have some Campanula. This is the double Campanula. This is another one that should be treated as a biennial. Foxglove, another biennial that I am not growing this year. Scented Stalks, another hardy annual that I'm not growing this year. I'm sorry for this kind of rapid train, fleeting thought, but there are so many things that can be planted at this time of the year that maybe I'm not growing that I wanted to include because there are just so many options to plant an insanely beautiful garden on a budget with seeds. Another hardy annual that I'm having is this calendula. This is Green Heart Gold. This is one of my favorites. The stems of these are extremely long, and the flower forms are uniform and beautiful and have that kind of nice chartreuse green color in the center that's really, really lovely. There's also a yellow version of this. I really am looking forward to exploring different varieties of calendula as I have the space. Also, Delphinium Consolida, or this is also known as larkspur. This is another one that does best when directly sown into the garden, so I will be doing that. Also, cold stratification. Should also mention that a lot of these flowers that I'm showing you are extremely toxic, so always make sure you're using caution around kids and pets and everything, keeping everybody safe. I know it's kind of rambling and something that I always say, but it's important, So I had the pink variety and fancy smoky eyes of the larkspur, which is one of my favorites. Very beautiful, kind of a gray blue color that's really attractive and alluring. Flowering cabbage is another flower that I'm growing this year. I love just the mix, lots of shades of purples and pinks, and my favorite one is actually the one that's kind of white with tinged kind of lavender colors. They look so beautiful in early spring arrangements and things like that. I need to learn how to grow them for fall harvest. And I think last but not least in this video is the Clary Sage Salvia mix. This is just the regular kind of florist salvia, is like the Pink Sunday and Blue Monday, and there's a white version as well in this mix. Very attractive to pollinators and just loaded with early season color with those colorful bracts that are just so gorgeous. That's really about it for this video. I hope that it was somehow helpful. As always, be sure to leave any comments down below, and I'll do my best to get back with you and see what's up. I always love learning from your experiences. It's so helpful to me, and it really does mean a lot that you watch this channel. You know, I'm just a person with a backyard, and I am just so appreciative. I wish that you guys really knew that I mean that genuinely. The links to all my stuff is down below, Patreon, the blog, all kinds of stuff. You can follow me on Instagram if you want. I do kind of like more personal stuff over there if you're interested in that. So you're always welcome. I hope that you are having such an incredible day. I genuinely mean that. You deserve it. You're awesome. I hope that your garden is growing great, and I hope that just the weather is absolutely beautiful. I will talk to y'all later. Hope y'all are having a great day. Bye.